So, welcome back to another on the bank in session video. Now, you join me at a brand new lake to me. It's been on my radar for a little while, but I've just not really had the opportunity of being able to sort of get out and fish it. It's probably been around 8-9 months since I've been in this neck of the woods, and yeah, you join me up at Standlake. So I am on Standlake Lagoon. Now I am here on a 48-hour session, and I've kind of pretty much treated myself because it's my birthday next week. So yeah, by the time this video would have been sort of edited and uploaded, yeah, it would have been my sort of birthday session to myself. So I've come up for 48 hours, and as you can see, the barrow's loaded. Just had a little bit of a look around the lake that I'm going to drop onto for the next 48 hours, and that is water rail. Now, just doing a quick lap, the angler opposite me on the opposite bank has already had to and lost to, and he said that he's seen a fair few fish on this end of the lake on the end of this wind, which is a good sort of 30-35 mile an hour winds. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that with that whipping through that they have got on the end of it. And as you can tell from the sky above me as well, it's actually quite warm. So for the next 48 hours, all I intend on doing really is sussing out what's kind of in front of me as per usual, and trying to get myself a few birthday bites really. So yeah, just going to make the most of it. I have got Kingfisher Lake behind me as well, and depend on how it goes on here, and if I see or hear anything behind me, I have got the chance and the opportunity to move on to that one as well. I was speaking to the owner of Standlake Lagoons, and kind of water rail is sort of more of a, not runs water, but more of a chance of being able to get yourself a bite, or you know, a few bites, and is relatively uniformed on the lake bed. But I'm told Kingfisher is actually a bit more of a sort of up and down sort of lake bed, so it may need a little bit more sort of working out as such. So I think what I'm going to do to start the session off is at least sort of start on water rail, and yeah, take it from there really. I'm going to flick the deeper out as I do every session, just get a sort of understanding of the depths and what that sort of lake bed is like, and then I can just get a bare lead on, flick it in and around these sort of pockets of weed out in front of me, and yeah, try and formalise a bit of a plan of attack. I've had a half dozen casts with the Chirp 2, and I found a really nice area. It's probably about 6.9 foot deep, and yeah, believe it or not, I was just kind of flicking it out straight out in front of me, and actually one's kind of showed off round to my left as well, so I had a little bit of a flick with the deeper there as well, and found again another really nice sort of clean sort of raised area. There's probably best part nearly 3 foot difference to everything else around it. So yeah, just showing you what I found. So that area there goes right up to, as I said, 6.8, 6.9 foot, and then what it does is just slowly, gradually slopes off into some deeper water, which takes you up to sort of 9.5 foot. It's actually reaching sort of 10 foot in places, but that difference there of that clear raised area just looks absolutely bang on for a bite. Now what I've done is, where I saw that fish, I chucked it deeper out in that area as well, and again I reckon it's a sort of maybe like a sort of a shallower bar or some sort of run basically, and I reckon that left hand side where I saw that fish as well is a continuation of this. So what I think I'm going to do is have sort of 2 out in front of me. It's probably between 35 and 40 yards I reckon. I've not wrapped this one up. The left hand spot was around sort of 11.5 wraps, so you're talking 45 yards. I reckon this one's slightly shorter, so maybe 35 to 40, but I'll wrap that up in a second. But yeah, that is exactly what I was looking for. Something like that, not too weedy, but has a difference in the depth, and that is exactly what I was looking for. I'm hoping that once I stick a lead on here in replacement for the deeper, that I'll get some nice clean sweeps with a bare lead, and then yeah, that'll be me sold. I'll be all over that. So let's get this off, get a lid on there, have a little flick around, see what we can find, and think about getting some rigs sorted. So I've just done a bit of sort of housekeeping at the front of the swim. You would have noticed, just putting out a bit of weed and that, 'cause I don't want to get the fish in from, you know, 40 yards, 45 yards out, and then it just hit a wall of weed just in front of me. So yeah, I've kind of just scraped that out from the margins with the aid of the spod rod and a bare lead, just to yeah, keep it sort of clean in front of me. Just having a little sort of a investigation into the weed. It smells fresh, it smells, you know, it smells like it's really sort of rich. You can just, you know, you get your nose in there and it just smells like it's thriving. And there are tons of these little snails attached to the stems as well. I'm just going to talk you through straight away how I'm going to approach this session, sort of terminal tackle wise. Now the venue doesn't allow sort of any leaders of any sort, so it's either naked lines or tubing. So what I've done is I've dug the 12 footers out for this session. They've been retired for a couple of weeks, so yeah, I've dug the 12 footers out, and they already had good foot or so of tungsten tubing from my other session, from one of my last sessions. They did have the lead clips on them, so I've quickly swapped all 3 rods to a solid bag setup. So I've gone with the stem with sort of like a centimetre or so of the tubing just tucked inside the stem, down to a 2.5 ounce inline flat pair, and then I've got standard sort of 3-inch supple solid bag rig, barbless wide gape hook, and then my ever faithful go-to pink Sea Monster wafter hook baits. Now I'm going with that on all 3 rods. I'm hoping with finding those clear spots that the solid bags that I stick out there will do the business. So time to get these 3 all made up. We can stick them out and see how the evening pans out. Absolutely gutted. Just got my first take, and it was the 11.5 wrap rod, and I think it's actually a lot weedier out there than I actually think. I think I found a really nice, obviously clear area, but yeah, I could just feel it grating all the way. It just kind of, the rod was hooped around it, pretty much buried his head straight away. I was moving it slowly, grating, and then you just feel it pop, and yeah, it's come off. But yeah, that's kind of weed fishing and barbless hooks for you, really. There's not a lot you can do about it, but you know, you got to fish safely, and you got to think of obviously the fish that you're fishing for. But the good thing is that it's a bite. Not only that, I've had 2 tench already, which I haven't bothered filming. I've just literally unhooked in the water and slipped them back. I'm back in. Right, so as I was saying, yeah, I'd lost one on the left hander on the 11 and a half wrap rod. The right hand rod's just gone, and we got a little common sulking in the net. I was literally just about to put 3 or 4 spoms out over those 10 and a half wrap spots. Whilst he was just resting in the net for a minute, I quickly fired out 3 spoms of mixed pellet, Creamino pellet, and Royal Marine pellet, just to keep any fish that were there mooching around. There is a bag still on that spot, so who knows? But yeah, it's a start. They can only get bigger, and fingers crossed. There's a few more to come. Well, that was a hectic few minutes. Lost one, caught one. Gutted to lose one. Hate losing fish, but like I say, when it's weedy and when you've got barbless hooks, there's not a lot you can do about it. If they go and bury their heads, then yeah, you just got to play the patient game. But as I said, it was moving ever so slowly, but it only takes that one little strand of weed just to pop the hook out of their mouth, and yeah, it's gone to fight another day, and 1-0 carp. But yeah, thankfully I equalised it a couple of minutes later, so everything's going well at the moment. I've got two spots that have done fish, 2 nice areas that have yeah, both done a tench and a carp each, so it gives me confidence going into the night and the rest of the session. So it's just now time to start building on that and introducing a bit of bait and just trying to keep them coming back for more and more. So yeah, I'm going to chill out, sit back. Like I say, it's a bit of a manic 5 minutes, and see how the evening draws on. It's a complete new one on me. I've had ducks and swans wander through my swim, but yeah, definitely not what is this, an ostrich? I don't know, I really don't know. An emu? I'm not quite sure, but he's trying to get my bloody dinner though, I know that for certain. Sorry mate, you can't have any. I don't think pasta will be too good for you, mate. No, I don't think that'll do your tummy any good, buddy. But yeah, look at him. What the hell? I thought I was tripping out. Could not believe it. Just casually wanders through my swim like. Got anything to eat, mate? But yeah, sorry buddy, I've not got anything. Well, it's just coming up to 11 o'clock, and we've got one in the net. Another common, just resting down there. Left-hander again. Absolutely tore off. Even though this spool is pretty tight, still went off at 100 miles an hour. But we managed to get him back in. Let's get him out on the mat and have a little look. Really sort of pale, sort of ghosty looking. You probably can't tell from the light, but yeah, from where I'm looking, it's got a bit ghosty to it. But gave me a great scrap out in open water, and as sort of with the previous fish and the one that I lost, I just feel it sort of grating, you know, along the weed. In every sort of battle is where it's 50-50 whether you're gonna get it in or not. But yeah, well happy with this one. Look at him, what a lush looking fish. pretty knackered. I had that fish last night just sort of after 11. Managed to get the rod and that sorted, get the fish and that sorted, get it back, and then yeah, I had another take at around 12:30, but unfortunately lost that. That was on the same rod, the rod going over to the left, the 11.5 wrap rod. So yeah, that went again, as I say, it's sort of around 12:30 in the morning, just an hour or so after putting it back out, which I wasn't expecting. But yeah, unfortunately lost it in the weed. Got that rod sorted again, and then had a tench on that rod again at around 2:30 in the morning. So as you can tell from the bags under my eyes, I'm feeling a little bit precious this morning. I've not really had much sleep. It takes me forever to get back to sleep once I've had a fish. So yeah, being sort of woken up 3 times, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit on the tired side this morning. So there'll be plenty of this. I've even stuck a sugar in it this morning, and that's unlike me. I've not had a sugar in a coffee for I don't know how long. I've made 3 new rigs. I've gone up a hook size, gone up to size 4s, and made some fresh rigs for each of the rods, and I'll make a few more for the sort of rest of the session as well, just so I've got backup. I've wrapped up all the rods, they're all bang on wrapped up. I've pinpointed my spots, and I'm now going to give them a little bit of bait, probably three or 4 spoms over each spot. And what I've got is essentially the Creamino pellet, Royal Marine pellet. These are like the little boilie sticks, just brittle little boilie sticks. They just break down, crumb down really nicely. And then in there I've got Royal Marine and Creamino shelf life, and I've glugged them up in the Creamino glug, and a little bit of the oil, and as you can see, they are so soft. Where I had the rods situated, so I have them here, but I did have them sort of over there, and the left hand rod that kept going, it was just a little bit tight to try and net the actual fish, and I did have a couple of tench that potentially nearly wiped me out. So I don't want to yeah, so I don't really want to go into a second night repeating that. I've made things a lot more comfortable for myself. I've sort of reassessed the situation and just adapted a few things to try and put more fish on the bank. As I say, I've changed up the rigs. I stuck a size 4 wide gape on this time, just to try and really set and drive that hook home, so that I can, like I say, get more fish in the net. But yeah, it's looking good. Finally, proper Larry battle, but we got a nice one in the net. It's wiped out my other rod. Got a bit of a little bit of weed around its head and just started charging around in the margins. But yes, he's in. Literally, my heart was racing. Really nice scaly mirror. So I'm just going to get the waders on, get in there, try and untangle the 2 rods, get the fish all sorted, and we'll get them out on the mat and have a little look. But yes, been sat on that for all day waiting for them to turn up. And yeah, believe it or not, I actually see one show about a rod length behind where that rod was proper come out. And then yeah, probably what, 15 minutes later it's rattled off. So Yes, finally paid off, and I got him in on them size 4s, so that's always a confidence booster as well. So let's get him sorted down there. We'll get him out on the mat. Well, there we go then. The reward of sitting it out today, waiting patiently for him to turn up. Look at this for a mega scaly fish. This is exactly the reason why you come to Standlake for fish like this. Look at it, mega. What an incredible looking creature. Let's flip him around, show you the other side. Just as beautiful. What a mega looking carp. Give me a right scrap underneath the rod tip. With losing a couple already, it was kind of, you know, twitchy bum time. Especially when I see it rolling the margins. But yeah, look at that. Come on. All grey along its back. Massive slice scales. But yeah, what a fish. Look at him. Solid bag muncher again. Doing the damage. Sea monster. Pink wafter hook baits. Get in there. Hopefully it's the start of things to come this afternoon and this evening. So no sooner had I just put that solid bag back out, it's gone rattling off again. And I reckon I've probably caught a fish that's probably no bigger than the solid bag that I cast out. But yeah, basically the owner was telling me that when they had some floods not too long ago, some of the stock pond managed to escape. Now I reckon that's got to be this one in the net. Have a look at this little common. Where is he? Sulking down there. Look at the size of this one. Literally, I reckon my solid bag was bigger than him. Where is he? I see him roll on the surface. Yeah. Well, he's gone anyway. But yeah, he couldn't have been much bigger than the palm of my hand. I'm well happy because we've got another pretty mirror in there, so let's get the mat and that sorted. I'm going to finish off just quickly making this solid bag. I was literally about to lick and stick it before I wanged it out, and yeah, that one rattled off, so I'm going to get this rod out first, get that fish sorted, and we'll have a little look on the mat. Look at this one. There we go. Nice dark back on him. Didn't really do much out in open water. Give me all of the fight underneath the rod tips. But look at him, proper nice fish. Big scales on its sides. But yeah, what a nice fish. Really clean. Flip him around, show you the other side. Solid bags, doing the do again as usual. There we go, look at that one. Really nice fish. Gonna grab some quick snaps and then get those two rods sorted. Well, it only felt like a minute ago that I got out of these bloody waders, but I'm not complaining. Got another one sulking in the net. I'd literally done that rod about 20 minutes ago, put some spoms over the top, and yeah, it took off like a steam train on a really tight clutch. This fish motored, and I mean motored. And testament to the Ridge Monkey line. That is the 12-pound Ridge Monkey line, the RM Tech line. I just had to drag in this fish through the biggest weed bed, and yeah, testament to this line because it stood strong. And not only that, obviously coupled with that size 4 in those solid bags now, it just seems to be an absolute winner. You know, I'm so glad I upped that hook size because yeah, it really does seem to be hitting home, and I seem to be yeah, landing those fish. So let's get this pretty one out on the mat and have a little bit of a look. Another solid bag victim on the old sea monster wafters. Literally hadn't been out there for, I don't know, half an hour, and I'll put 2 spoms over the top again. I just literally put a bag out, 2 spoms, put a bag out, 2 spoms, and it seems to be working. Not overdoing it. It's just literally boilie crumb and a bit of pellet. But yeah, look at him. Really, really nice fish. I'm going to quickly get some pictures, slip it back, and get some dinner of my own on. Well, good morning. Nothing to report last night. Not a single beep. Really, really weird. You know, they were on me sort of late evening, and I was really expecting it to be another up and down night. But yeah, not even a single beep. Obviously, I got a good night's sleep, which was needed, but I would have much preferred to have been up and about catching fish. But it's about 5:45, just made my first coffee, and it's absolutely lashing down out there. Luckily for me, I'm kind of tucked underneath some quite thick, big trees. But I literally just looked at the weather before I even got the camera out, just to see what we got going on today weather-wise, and it said no rain. Any sort of rain that we did have, that I saw yesterday, it kind of pushed through. But now, looking out there, it's looking pretty grim. Finally, I've got 3 rods out. Oh, it's been a right mission the last sort of hour and a half. As you would have seen, we've had off and on massive downpours of rain, and then I've had a tench on the left-hander, I've had a tench on the right-hander, so I've not really been able to keep 3 rods out at a minute. Just as I get one sorted and get it back out, the other one's gone. So yeah, I've been just up and down the last hour and a half. So yeah, this is the first point in the morning, after obviously redoing the rods as well, that I've actually been able to, yeah, just keep 3 rods out, or at least, well, have 3 rods on the buzz bars at least. So yeah, the tench definitely seem active this morning, and with that, I've got a tiny little bit of bait left. It's just literally pellet and crumb, really. So I am gonna just flick a spom or 2, whatever I've got left, over the top of the 2 sort of areas as such. And yeah, just let that sort of see me through the rest of the day, really. Oh, all morning I've been absolutely gagging for a coffee and a nice sort of bacon sandwich, 3/4 of the way cooking it. And yeah, guess I'm not going to be eating that just yet. The left hand rod's rattled off. Really pretty little mirror. Tried to scoop them in the net 2 or 3 times, and you just kept bolting away from it. So yeah, thankfully managed to get him in. So I'll get all the mat and that sorted, get the waders on, get him out, and we'll have a little look. So in true British weather fashion, it's starting to rain, so I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. But look at that, another mega looking fish, scales on it, absolutely beautiful both sides. Solid bag, 11.5 wrap spot. Get in there, slimp around, show you the other side, just as pretty. As I said, he didn't want to come in, he kept swimming off every time I tried to lower the net underneath him. But yeah, look at that one, lush. Happy now. Coffee, bacon sandwich, and hopefully 2 minutes to myself just to get this down my neck and chill out for a minute. So happy pre-birthday session me. It's been yeah, thoroughly enjoyable so far, and still got sort of 4 or 5 hours left yet, so let's get this down my neck, and hopefully there'll be 1 or 2 more fish before I got to leave. Sort of real pale plain fish, next to no scales on him, but yeah, little torpedo. But yeah, well happy with that. Another bite on the solid bags, completely out of the blue. Yesterday's funny because I didn't have any bites yesterday in the daytime until that late afternoon flurry where I had what, 3 or 4 bites. But it seems to be the complete opposite today. Seem to be getting those daytime bites. But yeah, what pretty little fish. I say really, really clean. Next to no scales on him whatsoever. Just 1 or 2 right down by the tail end, the wrist of the tail. To the last hour of the session, and as you can see behind me, everything is packed down into a neat and orderly fashion on the barrow. Everything's dry, everything's organised. I'm tempting fate by packing it down in hope that we don't actually get any more rain showers this morning. The sun has been sort of peeping out between the clouds and it's actually looking quite nice. I don't know if you can tell, but it's really windy as well, which is great for drying all of that stuff off. But I don't mind if I go home in the next hour and that lot's wringing wet because we stuck another fish on the mat. That really doesn't bother me in the slightest. So yeah, we'll see what happens over the next hour, but I will round the video up here. It's been a really enjoyable 48 hours sort of pre-birthday session. So yeah, I will definitely be coming back to give the lake behind me a go, Kingfisher Lake, and yeah, see how I get on with that. It's been nice sort of adjusting to a weedy water, as I've done when I went to sort of carp pool. It sort of throws up its own challenges, and it's how you sort of adapt and overcome them to try and make the best of your session, and that's exactly what I've done. A few little tweaks here and there to stick those extra fish on the mat. So yeah, it's been really enjoyable, and like I say, it is, although it's you know, more of a, not a runs water, but you can get a bite on this lake, it still, like I say, throws up its own challenges. So it's been good to get stuck in. If you got this far, thank you for watching. As always, come and get involved in any of my social media. Give me a like, stick a comment below, and most importantly, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with all my sort of in-session videos and other bits and pieces that I'll check out on my channel. So as always, thank you for watching. I will be in touch soon next time I am out on the bank.